Your freedoms, your way of life, our culture is impacted when these companies do this. And so, example, with the Disney fight that we had.
You guys heard of Disney? Okay.
We had this, I mean, it's crazy that this is going on in this country, but they have teaching kindergarten first graders that their gender is a choice. Having a teacher tell a young girl that she was born in the wrong body. It's totally unacceptable, but yet that's what the left is trying to do. So in Florida, we said, you know what, we're not going to allow that. We're going to pass parents' rights legislation to say we're not going to have sexualized curriculum in our school, but particularly in the elementary school. Left didn't like it, the media didn't like it, but Disney, which is the most powerful corporation in the history of Florida, they came out whole hog against it. A lot of these old guard Republicans were telling me that somehow Disney, when they call the shots, you just got to bend the knee. And I said, no way. I am not going to just sit idly by and let people corrupt the innocence of our kids. If we can't stand up for our kids in those situations, then we're not good for anything. So we fought back against Disney. We had a big battle with them, and we won the battle against Disney. And you know what? It was not only important for Florida and to get that policy right. And look, some of this, I like to think I would take these positions no matter what, but we have 6', 5, and a 3-year-old at home. My wife and I are raising, and I look at like my 6-year-old daughter, and I'm like, how could you possibly want to inject things like gender ideology? I mean, it really is outrageous. And so I'm very sensitive about it, but I'll tell you, the fact that we were willing to stand up to them, that had reverberations across this country. Because I think you do have some CEOs that they're not necessarily bought into this agenda, but it's the path of least resistance. Because the media will attack them if they don't do the agenda. Some of these activist employees will attack them. And so they just say, you know what, bend the knee and move on. Now they can say, well, gee, I don't want to end up like Disney. People may fight back from the right now. So I think we helped kind of refocus business in America in a better way. I think it was going off the rails. I think there's still a lot of problems, don't get me wrong. But we had the most significant action that's ever been taken against a woke corporation, and we were right to do it, and my state is better off because we did it.
And one of the big things that you did from your leadership is you really took the opportunity to shine the light on what was happening and then to expose it and then hold them accountable. And understand these are business decisions at the end of the day. And government's got a role in that. We have a role in that as well. You already hit on it a little bit, but I want you to go a little bit further. Is our other pillar partner, Family Policy Alliance, they say, and the middle name we have is family. And the nuclear family, we believe, is the best local unit of government. If that's right, a lot of other things become right. Our board chair mentioned that as well. Parental rights seem to be threatened all over the place today. I can get abortion without parental rights. I can start transitioning without parental rights. I need to be silenced about it type thing. And then you have the whole boys get to participate in girls' sports. As leader, part of it's a messenger again, but also practicality. What can we do to put an end to some of this nonsense?
Well, I do think legislatively you do need to act. I know Iowa's done stuff. Florida, we did a parental bill of rights. We protected women's sports. We provided curriculum transparency for the parents. So when they're going into school, they know what's being taught. You should have a right to know what's being taught in your kid's school. Parents have blown the whistle in Florida when pornographic materials have been found. And the media will say that we're somehow, quote, banning books. It's not banning books. If you walked into a kindergarten classroom and someone was playing an X-rated movie, you would take the movie out. That doesn't mean it's banned from society. It just means it's not appropriate for that. So that is a farce what they're trying to do. But I called their bluff on this. We did a press conference probably about 6-9 months ago saying exposing the book ban hoax. And before I even said anything, before I had the parents speak, I just played 2-minute video of what the parents had objected to. The local news covering our press conference cut their live feeds immediately. They said it was too graphic to air on TV. And I'm just saying to myself, well, wait a minute. It's too graphic to air on the 6 o'clock news, but somehow it's okay in a 4th grader's classroom. Let's get real here. Stop trying to jam adult material into kids' classrooms. That's an agenda. And kind of the guiding light for us in education has been education, not indoctrination. We need to stop with the indoctrination in the schools. I didn't have it when I was growing up, and I don't think we should have it going forward. I think Florida's done more to push back on that. But ultimately, the parent is in the driver's seat. When anyone that says they don't want the parents involved in education, The only reason you wouldn't want the parents involved is because a parent is an obstacle to you imposing your agenda on their kids. Because if a parent's involved in a student's academic progress, the student's going to do better. The teachers will tell you it's harder to reach students who don't have parental involvement at home. So that's what the left is really trying to do. And it raises a larger issue because I think, the assault on the family, the assault on religious liberty, all this, the left basically wants to have every institution bow down to its ideological agenda. So if you're a parent, yeah, you can make decisions about whether you should go get your kids dinner in the McDonald's drive-thru after a soccer game or something like that. But if you want to make, more fundamental decisions to say, no, you're not going to be, get a surgery to change your gender, that somehow, like in California, they think you can lose custody of your kid. If you don't indulge in some of the gender ideology, they say you're somehow not a fit parent. So you can see what they're trying to do. They want your rights as parents to bow down to the left's ideological agenda, and the same way they want people of faith to bow down to the left's ideological agenda. They think it's okay to go to church for that one hour a week on the Sunday, but they don't want you bringing that in to any other institution. If there's ever a conflict between your faith and the left's agenda, they expect you to bend the knee. That's not religious liberty as our founders understood it, and that's a battle that we have to win.